Hello students, welcome back to the biology class. So today we are going to start with a new chapter, that is chapter number 13, Organisms and Population. We need to remember that we are doing now the ecology, that is the last unit of the biology, and in this unit this year we have just 13th and the 15th chapter, and that accounts for 14 marks in the board exam. So today we will start with the 13th chapter, Organisms and Population. We all know that in the biology we have already learned from the junior classes that there are levels of, or you can say hierarchy in the level of in the biological classification. We have learned in the 9th class also that various biomolecules join to form cell organelles, and cell organelles join to form a single cell. Then cells of the same kind, or maybe sometimes the different kinds, they join to form tissues. Then tissues join to form organs, organs join to form organ systems, and organ systems join to form a single living organisms. Now this is the hierarchy which we have learned in the biological organization. In the same manner, when we talk about the environment around us or the ecosystem around us, we all know that the individual is supposed to interact with the other individuals of the same species, and the individual organism even interact with the other species, and not just the organisms, an individual also interacts with the environment. Let's take an example that when we are breathing, we are taking oxygen from the environment, and in return we are returning the carbon dioxide to the environment. And when we burn something, we cause pollution into the air. So pollution is also an activity done by human to the environment, and as a return then the ecosystem is supposed to give us the acid rain. So when we talk about the interaction of an individual species or an individual organism with the surroundings, so in that surrounding we have living organisms as well as the non-living things. That means biotic and abiotic components are there. So when an individual interacts with them, there will be activities performed, and then there are results of these. So all this is studied in the topic called as ecology. Ecology is the branch of science which deals with the ecology is the branch of biology that deals with the interrelationship among organisms and interaction even between the organism and its environment. And we need to remember that when we say environment, we are talking about atmosphere, hydrosphere as well as the lithosphere. Now the term ecology was introduced by Ernest Haeckel in 1869, and there are other equivalent words also like ecology. Some people use ethology, some use hexicology, so there are different terms used, but today we are learning it in this NCERT book. We learn about only ecology. So study of ecosystem is also considered as the definition of ecology. Now when we learn ecology, we need to remember one more thing, that when we study the interaction of a single species or single individual organism with the other individuals or with the environment, we call it as autecology. And when we study a large number of populations together with the environment, we call it as synecology. I will show you in the notes all these terms. Now another thing is, just like we have the biological hierarchy in the classification, in the same manner we have even a hierarchy in the concept of ecosystem. That means in ecology also we have a type of hierarchy. So let's understand that. We all know that individuals of a particular species, they stay together and they interbreed, they interact with each other, they make competition with each other. So whenever two individuals of same species are studied together, we call it as population. Population is particular at one time, it changes at the next time, and then area wise also the population changes. Then populations of different organisms, that means different species in the same area, constitutes the community. And communities, when interact together along with the environmental factors, constitutes the ecosystem, and ecosystems join to form biosphere. And today many scientists and researchers, they have divided the biosphere into biomes. So we'll be learning about biomes also in this chapter. So As you can see from the NCERT also, it's clearly mentioned here, ecology is the subject which studies the interaction among organisms and between the organisms and its physical, or you can say the abiotic environment. So ecology is concerned with 4 levels of biological classification: organisms, their populations, communities and biome. So in today's class we will learn about organisms and its environment. When we say environment, we are talking about the abiotic factors, because there is a detail given in NCERT regarding the environmental factors which control and shape and is responsible for natural selection of varieties of organisms. So let's begin with the notes itself. So the first point is ecology. Ecology is the branch of biology that deals with the interrelationship among organisms and their environment. Now, who is considered worldwide as the father of ecology? So Theophrastus. Remember, he is also considered as the father of botany. Father of Indian ecology is Ramdev Misra. It is mentioned in the NCERT book also. And then the term ecology was for the first time introduced or used by Ernest Haeckel. Then ecology is of 2 types, Haute ecology and syn ecology. So when an individual species or an individual population, that means, say for example, elephants. So elephant complete population. So when you study a single elephant or a single population of elephant with the environment and interaction, you call it as the haute ecology. But when you talk about communities, it means populations of different organisms, different species in an area, and when you make a study of that, you call it as syn ecology. Now, hierarchy which is present in the biological classification, as I spoke, is biomolecules join to form the subcellular structures, cells, then tissues, organ systems and organisms. And in the same manner, we have hierarchy in the ecological organization also, where organisms join to form populations, populations join to form community, then ecosystem, landscape, biome, and then the biospheres.